Dave here from the Photography Toolkit, and today's challenge is the movement challenge. So what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to capture some images with movement. So I don't want to freeze the movement, I want to show the movement. So I'm going to be using slower shutter speeds, probably around a 15th or a 20th of a second. I'll start around there. And this is easier to do when you have a wider angle lens, because I'm not going to be using a tripod. If I was using a tripod, you could use any lens, but I'm going to be hand holding these. So I've got two lenses that I've brought with me. I brought a 17 to 35 f2.8 lens, and I brought a 24 to 70. So I'm going to try maybe panning with my subject, so moving with my subject as my subject moves, and try to keep the subject sharp and the background blurry. I'm also going to try to maybe hold my camera still and allow my subject to move through the frame to get a blur of that subject. So the background's going to have to be sharper there. I'm going to use shutter priority mode and let the camera choose the aperture. And I've got a cloudy day, so we'll see. Sometimes I'm going to have quite a small aperture, so I'm going to keep my ISO low, and should be a lot of fun. Let's give it a shot. I've got this beautiful muraled wall over here. And so what I'm going to wait for is I've got a bit of traffic, and I can try it with vehicles like cars, and I want to pan with them as I go. But I prefer it maybe to be a bike or something. But I'm in shutter priority mode, a 20th of a second. Just be patient here and wait for somebody to come along, and let's see how it goes. Generally what's going to happen is you're going to get your best shot when they're in the middle. He's moving pretty slowly, so it's hard to necessarily get him, but I think I got a shot there. The other option I have with this beautiful background is to try to just stay still, have that background in the background, and then let the vehicle move. So I'm not following it as it goes through. I'm just allowing it to go through the frame. And what that does is that vehicle is going to be a bit blurry. Okay, I've got this reflective surface here. I'm going to try to see if I can get some movement that also reflects. So I'm gonna again wait for something to come by. Let's see, oh, here we go. Here's something coming. I switched to the wide angle lens, and I'm kind of hoping that I'll be able to get a picture of some people walking past this beautiful mural. Again, sometimes you just have to wait. Okay, whenever there's movement, like this guy's sorting, maybe I can just grab his hands that are moving. It's okay, just come in here. It's okay. No, your hand, that hand. It's okay. Yeah. I'm trying to hold it steady, but I'm having a little bit of difficulty. I try to brace it against something when somebody comes. There we go. People moving through the frame. You don't always have to have somebody moving, everyone moving. What I could is have somebody who's not moving and somebody who is moving. And that balance is kind of cool. But I got it framed the way I want. I might just wait around here for a few photos. Okay, just trying to get a picture here with people going by, movement but a portrait. Now what I'm looking at is having that guy in the background, these fish in the foreground, and something moving. There it is. That might work. I'm trying to shoot through here and have these people in the background be exposed correctly. And get them as a blur. I'm at a 1/10 of a second. found a great background. Now let's try to let people walk by. Slow shutter speed, 10th of a second. See what I can get. Here's where patience can pay off. I've got this beautiful background, and it's pretty stunning. I've put on the 17 to 35 because I can't get any further back. So it's a wide angle lens, and I'm just waiting. There's somebody coming by here, so I'm going to try to pan with him as he goes. But I want to make sure I start, I want him to be sort of there. The best shot would hopefully be, he's a bit in shadow, a bit faster. It's not going. So I think here's an opportunity where I could pan, or I could keep the camera straight. That was a blur going through. Don't know if I got anything there. Oh yeah, blur going past. I'm gonna try walking with somebody, but with a wider angle lens. Sort of this blur. People in the background are not blurry. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Got all these layers of different people. Kind of cool. There we go. Reflection on here, but it looks pretty cool there. ISO down. Let's try 20 to the 7. There it is. That's gonna be it. My reflection on the movement challenge. So I really love movement in images, and I had to adjust for the speed of the subject. So that was one thing that was really important. Bikes that were moving faster, I had to have a little bit faster shutter speed than maybe somebody who's walking by. That's if I was panning with them. And I really like panning. Panning's I think probably my favorite form of movement, because then everything else goes to a blur and you've got that subject hopefully sharp. So that was a lot of fun. I also tried some shots where I stayed still and there were things moving through the frame, and those are actually easier for people to not know that you're taking their picture. When you're panning with somebody, they can see that you're taking their picture, and some people don't necessarily like that. I can't actually ask them if they're on a bike if I can take their picture, so that's one thing. The speed of the person is important, so somebody who's going on a bicycle, is going faster, so I might need a faster shutter speed than somebody who's walking. I also try to get some images where I just have something in the foreground, those fish or something like that, or a person, and things are moving behind them. The day started to get pretty bright pretty quickly, so I had to move inside because I couldn't, even with my smallest aperture, I wasn't getting the shutter speeds that I wanted. And so that was okay. That's just the way it is. I didn't bring a polarizing filter or a neutral density filter to try to darken my image, but I didn't have that, so that was okay. It's just you have what you have, and what I did have a lot of fun. So really something I really recommend. Give it a shot. Give something new to your images. Movement challenge is always one of my favorites. Yeah, so give it a shot.